Come red, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power when we cross over. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. My God, let's hear we from them. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's hear we from them. Ball out, hallelujah. Shout out, hallelujah.
No, sorry, I'm a little late. Why? I want to listen to something just happened to me. I realized that I left my microphone in Jamaica. So me run go buy one, not realizing so the computer can work without the microphone. Good night, everybody over there on TikTok, pardon my manners. Good night, everybody on YouTube, pardon my manners. Hey, Chris Spence over there on YouTube, pardon my manners. So I'm a little flustered because may I run late. Good night, Marian. Good night, Maxine. Good night, Link. It was big me up. Arlene. Good night. Temar. Good night. Marie, Maxine, Link. Everybody, big up on yourself. Everybody that I'm seeing so far, big up on yourself. All right. First thing me I go be gonna do, gonna know the drill. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. So that is the first things first. I hope you all hearing me clearly. Pick up yourself. Pick up yourself, doulas. Pick up yourself. So I'm asking you, first things first, share the live for me. We're gonna the top, so I know the drill now. I know the drill, and I know the drill. So I'm sharing, and I want you to share too. That's what I'm doing about now. In a short while, we'll have. Why me have this ugly man picture on my screen? You know, some I don't want the ugly man picture on my screen over there on you and TikTok. Look how the man proper ugly. Comrade Wave. That is who we're going to be talking to tonight. We will be talking to Comrade Wave. So now come in. What's up, Gary? What's up, Leroy? I'm friendly. What's up, sweetheart? We are live. May I share? We're soon ready to start talk. For me, go take my money, go buy this expensive something here, you know. Wanna see it? Then me no know how to work with something. And then me realize that if the damn computer can work without it. So me just waste one bag of money when me never go waste. Anyway, when me go me give my son. He must find new state. But welcome everybody. Welcome as you come in. Share the live for me. Share it up. Let's get the numbers up and running. As I said to you, tonight we're gonna be speaking with Comrade Waver Hines, Deputy PenSec Organization Outreach and Organization. He's also He's also the opposition spokesperson on sports. I'm okay in a nature girl. I'm good. I'm good. Waiting for more of you to come on the live because we have whole heap of things to talk about tonight. Whole heap of things. If I look at them is new surroundings, so I know it go, right? But I just want to know come in, do what we're supposed to do, share it up so that we can get the ball rolling. Right? Let's get the ball rolling. I will have enough things to talk about. So I'm sharing the TikTok link now. So I'm in communication with Comrade Weaver, and we should have him on time tonight. It might be a little tricky with this mic thing, considering that I'm using the internal mic for the computer now, and I do not know where the internal mic supposed to be. So just bear with me. Bless up yourself, Natalie Mullins, Beverly Edwards, Rosie Grant, Sam Allen, Wayne Gray, Beulah, all on over there on YouTube, big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. May I wait till the numbers come up. Hey, TikTok. When I make YouTube, I run another down hard, you know. Uno making YouTube giving uno a run for uno money. That may I say. Because by this time, what's going on, TikTok? What's going on? Where are the people? Where are the people? Best up yourself, it's right. One. Thank you for the gift. Mitchy Boo, what's up, my darling? How you do? How you do? All right. We're sharing. Only know say I can't multitask. All right, me don't share now. So we're going to talk. The first thing I want to talk about is, hey, Apples, what's up? Right, Mango, can you please ask Mr. Hines what his feelings, the androllness and Babs Grace? That we're going to talk about. That is what we're going to talk about. That is exactly what we're going to talk about, Sam Allen. Don't worry about it. That is exactly what we are speaking about today. So you don't have to worry about, we have you covered with that. All right? We legit have you covered with that. So don't worry about it. In 2 minutes, we will definitely connect with Comrade WAVELL HINDS. But let me tell you something. Some big news came today as well. I'm seeing it in the media. I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm going to ask him about it. But today we see in the media that Comrade WAVELL HINDS has been named caretaker of North Clarendon. So I'm showing you what we saw. See them unknown. You understand? Make I find it. See there. Yes, only can read that it's fine. But that was the announcement by Warren. That was the announcement that Comrade WAVELL HINDS is going to be the standard bearer for North Clarendon. And if you remember, North Clarendon was represented by Comrade Horace Daly, and of course, he's not offered himself back. But we're hearing now that Comrade WAVELL HINDS has been pinpointed by the party to go into that seat. So make us see now. Make us see. I wonder how you feel about that. How you feel about that move, comrades? Wanna talk to me there? How wanna feel? Tell me how if you think that that is out. Let me know if you think that this is a good move. Good night, Lady Andrea. Good night, Orin Cole and Eva. Everybody, good night. But let me think. Wanna tell me if you think that that is a good move. All right. Let's see. Eva say good. All right. So I am going to now see if I can contact Comrade WAVELL and we talk to him. All right. Una ready? Hi, Comrade WAVELL. How you do? How you stay now? You need any more time or you can talk now? All right. So give you about 15 minutes. All right, no problem. We'll talk in a bit. All right. All right. So I'll get him back in 15 minutes. Thank you, Michibu. Thank you so much. Thank you, my darling. I really appreciate what you're giving your gift. I really appreciate all of you. All right. So in the meanwhile, wanna make me know, comrades. Do you think the move by Comrade WAVELL HINDS, the Deputy Densec of Outreach, as well as the spokesperson of sports, I think is labor and sports. Do you think that this is a good is a not is a good move? Okay, well done, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're not hearing. Who you're not hearing? Me or Comrade Hines. Remember now, I never really put him to here. Good night, bruh. Nehemiah, you think it's a good move? I agree with you. It's a good move. It's a good look. It's a good look. But you know, as usual, comrades. Yeah. Randy, you move it to 2,000 today. 200,000. All right. You hear that, YouTube? YouTube. There is a competition about how many likes they can get for me on TikTok. So I want to know if you're not going to take up the challenge because only there are 16 likes, you know. You know how much likes we got so far on TikTok? 5,600 likes. And YouTube, on way behind. So I have to go catch up. See if I can catch up exactly. At TikTok, gone 5,800 now. So I don't know how now go work this out. You can hardly hear me. That is what I'm saying. I bought a microphone, YouTube, but boy, I don't know how to work. Give me a minute. I can sort it out. YouTube, let me see if I can sort it out. Here, I'm gonna try and sort it out. TikTok, don't mind. You know me and the multitasking thing already. May I see if I can sort out the mic over there on YouTube. Properties. So Comrade Hines says that he will be back in a short while. So the mic now pop up. The problem is, you know what the problem with me is? I don't like reading instructions. It might be low tonight, comments over there on YouTube, but I'll figure it out another day, I promise. I'm so sorry that it is low, but gonna bear with me. Alright? Gonna bear with me and then know say afterwards, if the audio not too wonderful, to I'm gonna upload it anyway. Alright? I'm trying, Fitzroy. I'm trying. I don't even know what the damn mic in the something is. But we have to just go and run it today. Devon, you're going dead before that happen. You're gonna die before that happen, Devon. You're gonna die before that. It better know, alright. You're gonna die before that happen, Devon Robinson. I guarantee you that. You're not going to ever live to see that day. Alright? Okay. So we have a few things to talk about now. Make I bring up my things now. Delroy Chuck making an ass of himself. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Thank you, Pat. Thank you for the feedback. So Delroy Chuck making an ass of himself. That is the first thing we're going to talk about. So comrades, last week Delroy Chuck come out and talk, say, him going ban. He's gonna ban corporal punishment in people yard. So what him basically saying is people can't beat them picnic at them house. Now, first and foremost, we have a few things to talk about that. Delroy Chuck, I help her raising picnic them. What Delroy Chuck know about raising picnic? Because Delroy Chuck, now I am speaking from personal knowledge, right? I am speaking because Delroy Chuck have 4 daughters and I know them. Come I go school with some of them. Help her raising picnic them. So what him know about corporal punishment and how you must raise picnic. So last week you would have recalled that Delroy Chuck went public and stated that he is going to make attempts to ban corporal punishment in school, in the home. Remember them ban it in school already, you know. And enough of we believe say part of the reason why the picnic them give so much trouble is because the teachers cannot discipline them. You understand? Anyway, so this man now gets up and makes this big talk. He is going to ban corporal punishment in the home. First of all, I'm going to be policing people's house. That is the first and foremost. Now, imagine Favour Williams, who is the Minister of Education, have come out now and say it's nothing don't go so. Because of course they are facing a backlash. And quite a backlash. Now, let me tell you something. Let me read this first. Education Minister WAVELL Williams says no decision has been made to ban corporal punishment in homes just days after Justice Minister Delroy Chuck's recent announcement that the government plans to outlaw parental beatings. We have done so much in schools and we want to do it in homes because it is wrong. All right. We need to break this down. And discombobulate it. First and foremost, what the right Chuck know about raising children? Him believe say every child is the same. The right Chuck has daughters. Well-behaved little daughters who never give him no trouble will help him raise. Because most of the time, him either in government or him there at him law practice downtown. So what me ask now is what does this man know about raising children? Especially when you have single parents raising like single women raising boys. Where you have to rough them up sometime. And I'm speaking from experience here. Because every child is different. Some, like I have 2 boys, and they are completely opposite. I'm speaking from experience. You see with the little one, you don't have to touch him at all. Him will hear, him take talking. You see the big one, me did have to drape him up a couple times and give him a couple. Yeah man, me did have to go hard with Sean Douglas. Me did have to go really, really hard with Sean Douglas. Delroy Chuck needs to publish the sex offenders list and leave people to discipline their damn children. I agree with you, Natalie, because every child is different and every child responds to different stimulus. Or when don't tell police to don't beat the picnic them on the road when them drape them up. Because I see police with baton and beat people picnic. So why don't talk about that? Why doesn't he speak about the fact that you have police officers who are doing that? Of course, Fitzroy, when you have boy picnic, you have to know your kids. It's not all of them. It's not all of them you're going to be able to be soft with. Some of them, you have to be firm on them. As I said, me have 2 different boys. One, you don't have to touch him at all. Sebastian, the little one who want to stay with me all the time. But the big one, when he was growing up, I had to be very, very firm on him. You understand? Yeah, have to be you have to give him some lick sometime, and you have to lick him sometime. And that's just the truth. That is just the truth. The truth is what it is. So this man need to come out of people's house. Because him can't police it. And then you see how them stay. When them realize that they're getting a backlash, what them do? Change them mouth. That's what them do. Change them mouth. No, listen, Vision, you are quite right. Some parents go overboard. But not all parents go overboard. What you need is an educational campaign. You need an education campaign. Do you see, Vision? May I have the same thoughts? You need an education campaign where parents can learn other methods. You can't just say, okay, don't beat your kids. And it just stop right there so. And everybody all right. And yeah, we're good. It don't work like that. This is not a perfect world. This is not a perfect world. What you are doing, if you do that, what you are doing is setting up people to break the law because you're creating a new law based on a habit that they already have. So you don't help them, you don't provide options or alternatives. You just want everybody to just stop. It's like the plastic ban. It's a good thing, say the police them did have sense and never really implement the plastic ban law them immediately until people get used to it. Yes, Zelita, I appreciate that, Zelita. I appreciate the plea to tap up the live. YouTube, you tap up the live too. Arlene From is saying WAVELL always cover them up. Remember how she just cover Nigel. You are so right. Because Delroy never think this one through. Delroy never think this one through. Him never think it through at all. You understand? Good night, Paulette Swaby. Because if him did really sit down and think it through, him would realize him now make sense right now. Because you can't just implement a law and you can't cold turkey law. You can't cold turkey law. The cold turkey thing now go work. On the following what I'm saying? The cold turkey thing now go work. So at the end of the day, he has to really wheel and come again with this law. And me happy say Favor kind of take the ball in our court and say, well, no, it not going to work like that. On the following me? Delroy purpose was to, yes, you're right, Fitzroy. I think so. I think his purpose was to achieve sound bites. I think so. I honestly believe that. Because at the end of the day, there is no way. I think he was trying to distract us from speaking about other things like the constitutional reform, which all of them running from. He was trying to get us distracted away from Hey Odell. He was trying to also get us distracted away from when name Killer Vaz. Shirley Darby over on YouTube is saying Chuck can't go in people's house and tell people how to deal with their children. I think the parents are to start taking their children to church to start the discipline when they're young. That is also a good idea. You know, I realize nowadays that not a lot of children don't grow up in the church anymore. That is not to say that all children grow in the church. For instance, I never grew in the church. Right? But my parents never really had to beat me either or discipline me. I didn't really give trouble as a child. My parents weren't very religious. And I seemed to be, I was okay. You understand, my brother and I. So it all depends on the child. That is the bottom line, you know. It always going to depend on the picnic. Because at the end of the day, 7 brothers, 7 different minds. And that is the truth. You understand? Aren't Natalie, and this is exactly what we're saying. They are the ones who took the discipline out of the school. You understand? Them same one. They are the ones that do this. They are the ones that basically said to the teachers, say, oh no, leave the picnic them alone. So when the picnic them I give them trouble, nothing. Big up yourself in a Odell. And yes, Arlene, it's just another set of distractions. Another set of distractions. You understand? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and connect with Comrade HINDS. As usual, you know what I'm trying to do, sort out the speaker situation. I'm trying to sort out the speaker situation, but it not work out. It's now 8:15 your time, so I'm going to call back Comrade HINDS now. YouTube, I'm trying. Alright, wanna bear with me. The audio might be a little low, but wanna bear with me. Alright? Just bear with me. Now come through. It look like sports news still going on. We're not getting through. No answer. No answer. We'll just have to try again after. Alright? Good night, Karen. So I could continue the discussion now. So again, comrades, the government is showing say them really don't know what them talking about. They have no coordinated communication approach, but that is their problems. May have something for discuss with you now. Since Comrade Hines don't ready yet, we have something else to discuss. We have something else to discuss. So, me get an article today about this same issue now with the data breach. We're going to talk a little bit about the data breach. Right? Nothing in Jamaica is secret. Wait a second there. This one minimize little. Alright, there we go. I'm going to read something for you. And when I read this, I'm going to understand. I have something to read for you. You see, when I heard this person's perspective, I have to shake my head, Because I said to myself, them people are really something else, Wanna listen to this now. Wanna listen to this good. Public interest versus privacy. The interplay between political speech and informational privacy. And this is by an attorney at law by the name of Chukwemeka Cameron, and he's the founder of At Design Privacy. Wanna listen to this carefully. I want you to pay close attention to this. Good night, Mystic Intech. Wagwan Jr., wanna listen to this. Introduction. Recent events involving Minister Daryl Vaz's public disclosure of personal data about Mark Golding have thrust the delicate balance between privacy rights and public interest into the spotlight. This incident raises critical questions about how personal data should be handled, the responsibilities of those who control it, and the implications for public trust and accountability. As Jamaica prepares to fully implement the Data Protection Act on June 1, the stakes have never been higher. This article delves into the complex layers of the issues, exploring the definitions of personal data, the legal frameworks in place, and the vital role of public interest in maintaining a transparent and accountable democracy. Understanding these dynamics is crucial as they not only impact the immediate parties involved, but also set precedents that affect every Jamaican citizen's rights to privacy and integrity of public office. Good night, Joseph Campbell. Good night, Karen again. What information did Daryl Vaz disclose? Minister Daryl Vaz publicly shared details about whether Mark Golding received his Jamaican passport and when he obtained a UK visa. The People's National Party has asserted that Minister Vaz unlawfully accessed and broadcast this information, which involved private interactions with the Passport, Immigration and Citizens Agency, PICA, information that Jamaicans rightfully expect to be maintained in strict confidence before every citizen. I want to listen closely now. I want to listen closely. Listen to this information. Tap up the screen, share up the live, do what you have to do, but listen. Minister Vaz responded by saying that he received this information from a member of the PNP. Natalie say Vaz said no information is private. I thank you. Listen, we're going to continue. This is what this article is about. There have been several news bites from individuals trying to assess whether there has been a data breach. However, this is a multi-layered issue that cannot be effectively discussed through short news snippets, given upcoming implementation of the DPA on June 1. It is timely to use this opportunity to further explore the rights to informational privacy, a constitutional right recently affirmed by the country in the HINDS decision and how the DPA will operate. Our constitutional court our constitutional court in 2019 declared that all citizens of Jamaica have a right to informational privacy. That is, no one can process one's personal data without their authorization. The Data Protection Act, however, makes it possible for data controllers to lawfully process persons' personal data as long as they follow certain data processing standards. The Act has gone further and, in an effort to protect persons whose personal data is being processed, has criminalized certain data processing activities. In particular, Section 61 of the Data Protection Act states that you are not allowed to obtain or share someone else's personal data without getting permission from the person responsible for the data controller. This rule does not, listen now, listen, here is the clincher, you know. This is what they are trying to put them case on. This rule does not apply if, among other things, obtaining or sharing the information is justified because it serves public interest. If you break this rule, you could be fined up to $5 million. Or, listen to the sentence, you know. If you break this rule, you could be sentenced up to $5 million or sent to prison for up to 5 years by a parish court. Or you could be fined an amount decided by a Supreme Court judge or sent to prison for up to 10 years. Good night, Comrade Jomo. What is personal data? Let's break this down. For these purposes, personal data is any information that can be linked to an identifiable person. This means it could be any detail that tells us something about someone. All right, Comrade Waver said that he's ready. So we're going to pick up this back afterwards. All right? So no work with me now. Hey, Comrade Waver, ready now? All right, let me try and get you through the speaker. Let's try get this through. We're trying to get the sound up and running. All right, that not go on for the speaker. All right. Good night, Comrade WAVELL. Welcome to Politics Church Nightly with me, the Right Mango, and you are live on both TikTok and YouTube. Now, comrades, Comrade WAVELL HINDS is the Deputy Gensec of Outreach, and he's also the spokesperson, the opposition spokesperson on sports. Is it Labor and Sports, Comrade? Labor and Sports. And, well, I'm hearing some things tonight, Comrade WAVELL. I see something report in the news. You have to go verify it for me. I'm seeing on the news, the new CVM, as reported by CVM TV, that you have been selected as the standard bearer for North Clarendon. Is this accurate information?
Good evening to you, Bright Mango Kamala.
Good evening.
Good evening to your audience on both platforms, and thanks for having me on your show. It is indeed correct. I want to say thanks to the leadership of the People's National Party, Comrade Leader, General Secretary, and all the other decision makers, and of course, respect you, and thanks to the executive and leadership of North Clarendon who have agreed to accept me as their standard bearer, and of course to all the other influencers and decision makers within that constituency. And it is early days, but I have received endorsement from most persons so far, and we look to continue to build those relationships in putting out a team so that we can make a good attempt at taking over the constituency and putting it in a column of the People's National Party.
Well, congratulations to you, Comrade Hinds. It's well deserved, and you're getting a lot of congratulations from the viewers on both TikTok and YouTube. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thanks much from everybody.
Yes, we look forward to seeing the good work that you do in Northern Clarendon. We know that a lot of work is there to be done.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we want to talk about the cricket now. Incidentally, I was on the flight today with the South Africans coming to Fort Lauderdale. I realized that they will be camping here for the World Cup. So I took some photos with them still. I told them no hard feelings after the thrashing they got at Sabina Park from the West Indies, and I have to again congratulate you on that front, because you are an integral part of the West Indies cricket team, being the president of the West Indies Players Association, and of course one of our most prolific cricketers to play the game for the West Indies. So congrats to you on that front as well.
Thank you very much.
All right. But said the whole of we vex say we not get none of the game them, right?
Well, me vex too.
Well, that is what I want to kick off the conversation with, because before we go to the facts, boy, the one, Andrew and Babsy, I'm not being disrespectful now, but they were there hobnobbing and rubbing shoulders and acting like they even like cricket, because that did burn me still, You understand? Apart from disrespecting Comrade PJ Patterson. They were acting like they like cricket. I want you to tell me now. Tell me about this whole situation with West Indies cricket and why it is that the T20 international, the ICC T20 World Cup cricket competition is coming up, and there will be it's hosted by the West Indies, in the West Indies. Down to America get game and we not get game. Talk to me about that.
Alright, so let me start off by saying that the ICC T20 World Cup for 2024 will be hosted by the West Indies and the US of A. And games are spread across both nations, and games are allotted to respective countries. For the Caribbean, we are a unique set because we have about 14 private, or I should say individual sovereignties, but we come together to play cricket as we do come together to have a university.
Right.
And as such, games are allocated within our space based upon a bidding process. And that bidding process was opened maybe a year ago or more, and Jamaica didn't bid. And when they found out that Jamaica didn't bid, it was extended for Jamaica. And the reason for it being extended is because Jamaica is the biggest English-speaking Caribbean country, and Jamaica is the country that is the biggest cricketing nation in the Caribbean. So the region look forward to us to be, leading in a lot of ways. Not that the other persons are minors or less than us, but geographically we have the space. Technically we have the capacity, and of course we also have the facilities that can facilitate the development and promotion of the game in a very, very structured and systematic way. Those games were not bid for, and when the Jamaica Cricket Association was reached, they said that they did their part and submitted to the government of Jamaica. Now the bidding has to be done not by the Cricket Association, which is the Jamaica Cricket Association. They have a role to prepare the cricketing document in collaboration with the government, but the bidding must be done by the government, because the ICC, when they're hosting World Cups, want to take the event to the country, so they need to speak with the government because it will impact different sectors. As you know, our current leaders speak about sector linkages, and we are big on that. So sports,
Yes.
with tourism, sports will link with health. It will link with national security because you can have terrorism people coming to do very bad things to us. Sports will link to industry and commerce, and sports naturally, if you're coming having overseas teams coming, it must be linked to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Indeed.
So which country do we have those sort of collaboration with? We have treaties with. Do we have countries coming to Jamaica that needs a visa? Do we have health issues? The Ministry of Health needs to check out if there's anybody coming with yellow fever, whatever. Then the Ministry of Health needs to provide this sort of technical support, having the hospitals with the facilities that the foreigners are here or visitors are here, and they need to get health care, that we have the facilities that they can get direct treatment to, especially the plane staff and the support unit, the camera crews, the commentary crew. So those are things that need to be discussed long in advance for you to decide that you're going to bid for a game, because you need to provide those technical assistance. When it gets to the wharf and the airports, to clear stuff, people, the cameras are there. There are ton load of equipment that comes into the country to play the game. Those things need to be cleared through the wharf. The tariffs and the taxes need to be waived. Just the amusement taxes that is done by the municipal corporation needs to be addressed for exemptions. So there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and it's very technical. It's not just setting up 6 stumps, 3 at either end, and just playing a cricket game.
Right.
And then there's tourism side of it, where the marketing comes in. When the television crews are up, do they go around to the caves and the valleys and the beaches and the different greenery and sight that Jamaica has as a beautiful country, film those, and then we do an ad to put those on the TV while the game is going on, so that the viewers around the world can see what Jamaica is like. So even if they didn't make it for the World Cup, they'll want to come back to Jamaica after the World Cup to come and explore what we have on offer. Those sort of opportunities, having a World Cup, it is easier to market the country through those lenses, because it's cheaper and easier than to go out and do infomercial and promotional ads that will take them around. So the country did the bid, and I will want to get a little more technical now, Kamla.
Yeah.
The country did the bid because the structures of the sport is not there. The last time when I checked, we probably did a proper pass a proper law or any bill to support sports was when we did it for JADCO, and that is the anti-doping sector that test the athletes. The track and field is probably the most prominent athletes that get checked. Football, netball, once you're playing international sports,
right,
it falls under the auspices of WADA, the World Anti-Doping people. Then JADCO is a creature of parliament that's mandatory that you have to subject yourself to it once you become an elite athlete or a professional athlete, and that is fine. But what about laws and bills to deal with tariffs and taxes and exemptions? What about laws and bills to deal with or would deal with visa matters? If our athletes are leaving for the Olympics, if our athletes are leaving to go to the World Cup, and they're going to a country like the USA, or they're going to England, anywhere in Europe, and they need Schengen visa and those things, do we have policies and relationships with the foreign countries to say we can fast track these athletes to make sure that they get those exemptions? So we need to put in the structures and things that will support it. Now, we had the benefit of being led by one honorable former Prime Minister, Portia Simpson Miller, and she had created under her tenure as a Minister of Sports herself and Minister of Labour, similar to what I'm shadowing now as a spokesperson. And she created the National Sports Council. And that Sports Council has not met since 2016 when we limited office. Meaning we, the People's National Party, limited office on the 25th of February 2016. And that Sports Council would have had all the major sports there represented, with the technical persons from placed there by the government or by the Ministry of Sports. And they will look at all the major sports, what are the major events coming up, what are the major development things you have. And it would, for instance, cricket, West Indies every type of the cricket now. World Cup coming in 2024, they would have seen that from 2022, 2020, and they would have put things in place and would have brought a paper to cabinet to say these are the things that are happening. Cricket is coming up in 2024. We need to bid by this period, maybe 18 months in advance. We need to have these things in place. Cabinet would have discussed it, and they would have checked it. If all is well, they would have signed off on it, and if not, they would have sent back to say review this, review that, so that we're in a position to get World Cup. Cricket is the national sport of the country, for persons who don't remember. Cricket is the national sport. So when I get to the social side of it, cricket is the sport that would have helped us in our civilization as a Caribbean people. Cricket is the first thing that West Indians used to accept that we are of worth. When we came off the slave ship, cricket started from we were ball fetchers. When the slave masters used to play cricket, we used to have to go and fetch the ball and then bring them back. Then we started to play with them and we beat them at it, and then they included us in the team, but in a sort of a discriminatory way. We were amateurs, so we couldn't sit in the same dressing room as our slave master while we were playing in the same team. We couldn't eat at the same table as them. And we'd have used cricket to break down those barriers, and the evolution of it as to where we are today, where we are world champions. We'd have won 250 over World Cups and been to 3 consecutive finals. We'd have won a Champions Trophy, and we have won 2 T20 World Cup. So with that sort of legacy in the white ball version, the shorter version, to come to this point where the World Cup is coming to the Caribbean for the second time. It was in 2010, it was in the Caribbean, and we are since 2010 to now we have won 2 titles. For Jamaica not to bid for a World Cup, it is a retrograde step. It is a missed opportunity, and it is something that was going to hurt our cricket. We would have missed the opportunity of renovating the stadium at Savannah Park to make it better, world class. And on the economical thing, we needed to invest $3 million to renovate the stadium, and the bidding fee was something like $1.2 million. So with a multiplier effect of making at least $12 to $15 million back on that money after the World Cup would have come and gone. Local commerce will have boomed. The Franklin Town, Kingston, Central Kingston, Kingston Gardens, Almontown, Campbelltown, Woodford Park, all the neighboring communities around Savannah Park, the residents of those areas would have benefited. Even from they're selling drinks, from the parking opportunities, and just from having the boom in the area, the local commerce will have boomed. So that is good. The social side also says the school children, we started Savannah Park over the last 3 days against South Africa, where they got a chance to see world-class players right in front of their eyes.
Indeed.
They could have interviewed them, autographs, photos, handshakes, hugs, and then that would have lifted their moral and their parents' moral to encourage them to stay in the sport and to get in the game. Cricket provides also a lot of educational opportunities in scholarships, and that's another sector linkage that we need to think about. So there's no proper thought process for the sport. We need to be thinking in sports from recreational to professional. So from recreational, which is a social thing in the community, from local government right up to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, where we want to take our sports overseas. We provide the West Indies captain is from Jamaica, Rahman Powell.
Yes.
Lives in Wolaba, went to Wolaba High School, a university graduate at the West Indies. Where Andre Russell is from Jamaica, lives in, I think, Freetown, in Clarendon.
Freetown.
Freetown in Clarendon, right? And also we have Brandon King, past student of Mona Prep, and the Mona Prep students were at practice to meet Brandon and share with him in that moment. He went to Campion High School.
Yes, he did. Campion College, not high school. College.
Campion College. All right, don't get too tribal. That's fine. Sorry. And he was the interim captain. He won't be the captain for the World Cup, but he was captain for the 3 games here. And he's the captain for Kingston Cricket Club, which is based at Savannah Park. So there's a lot of rich history from him. He won 3 years. So the youngsters got a chance to do that. So if we're taking away from our people, we're not providing opportunities for our people. That's what the government is supposed to do. Provide the space, provide the platform, provide the infrastructure, the laws, and the bills and the regulations, so that our people can develop and advance, so that we can empower people so that they can go out and be the best in the world and have a good quality of life. and make the space better for the next generation. I don't think this government understand what sports means. It is from they don't. If I was to segue a little bit from cricket and go over to the national stadium for the lights. The lights have not been working there. I highlighted those during the National Girls and Boys Championship.
Yes.
And asked the minister about it, and now we're hearing that CONCACAF and FIFA is saying that the World Cup qualifying that is coming up soon cannot be played there under lights. So the game can be played in Jamaica, but the game must still start at 3 o'clock if the lights are not ready before a particular date. Yes. The game is slated to start at 6 or 6:30, and the CONCACAF are saying that the lights that are there are not adequate. And if the game will start to start at 3, which means the persons who go to school and work cannot get an opportunity to watch a game. That's because we don't think things through properly, and the stadium is managed by the government through Independence Park, IPL Independence Park Limited, and we are having a substandard thing. And the stadium itself needs overall, it needs refurbishing. Long gone are the days where we have people sitting in the bleachers in hot sun burning up all day. We need to get some covering for the bleachers, some canvas sort of things to make sure that we give our people better quality of life. So it is a wholesome look, and that's why the National Sports Council is very important, because I don't have all the answers, and even if I have realized issues, I don't have the technical capacity. You need advisors, you need people with specific space, because nobody has the monopoly on knowledge. And this government sometimes takes that approach that they probably see and know everything, but they don't necessarily provide the space or conflict everything. So that is how I see it for now. I'm sorry if I took too long with your answer.
No, man, that's fine. You give me a lot of information, you know. And you know what I'm very happy for? I'm very happy that we have a sportsman as the spokesperson on sports.
Thank you, Sam.
It's long overdue that we have a sportsman, because you get to understand the intricacies of not only your sport, but sports in general. Right? Now, you brought up something a little earlier about athletes not getting the visas in time for international competition. And I remember last year, the athletes had issues accessing visas to go to the World Games in the US. I don't know if you remember. It was either last year or a year. Last year was 2023, the year before.
Yeah.
Right. This is no Comrade HINDS. I'm a physiotherapist. I work with the national athletics team. And I can tell you that athletics has been on the decline in the last, let us say, 5 years, to the point where some of the games, even we had one delegation that went to Puerto Rico this year, and it was 8, one of the junior teams. We couldn't even put together a relay team. Look what happened the other day with the world relays and our inability to qualify for the Olympic 4x4. Have you ever seen this happening in history?
Yeah, I understand. It is quite unfortunate, that one. I know I'm not holding the government responsible for another sovereignty's border control and visa issue.
I am.
That's what I'm doing. I'm saying that you can develop a relationship and develop a mechanism to work. And if there's a emergency where you need to go, then emergencies are what they are, emergencies. But we can't operate in emergency mode on a normal basis. Emergency must be an exception to the rule.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I am just saying that we need to develop a relationship with the National Sports Council through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to say that we are a country that participates in these events. We go to World Championship, we go to Olympics, we go to Junior World Juniors, we go to under 19 cricket, under football qualifiers, we go to Sunshine Girls go and play netball, and we venture. So we establish a relationship through the sport instead of having each individual association doing it themselves. If we have a sports council that represents what we do and say it in advance, I'm thinking that the process can be done a little bit easier. but the sports council has not been used, so we would not understand what the benefit of that is at this current stage. What we are practicing now is unfortunate. What has brought me to this visa issue, if I remember well, I think it's earlier this year, there's a young man who attended Monroe College who got a football scholarship.
Yes.
And could not take up the scholarship because he was not awarded the visa. And one of the things that was said the university scholarship was that the time that he applied was not good enough. He would have gone outside the span. It was not done. And I'm saying we can't allow opportunities like that to go by the wayside for our young people for their personal development. If we can get them overseas to get proper training so that they can build their capacity and they get empowered, then it is easier for them to come back and treat with their country. And even if they don't come back, they can still support their loved ones from overseas, as we know remittance is a big part of our livelihood in Jamaica and how it takes care of families right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. So it is important that we think on these things. Relationships are always better than trying to do a quick fix. And I think the National Sports Council has a critical role to play in how we advance sports in a very big way. But sports has a long way to go. There's much to it. It is a multi-million-dollar industry today. And I certainly believe that sports has reached a point now where it needs to be considered as a standalone sector.
I agree. A standalone ministry.
Yes, standalone ministry where it can certainly vie for its own resources and make and write its own papers and position papers going forward, so that it can contribute positively to the socio-economics of Jamaica and, of course, contribute to the GDP of our country.
Yeah, very exactly. I totally agree. So the sports council that we had, I am guessing that it would have drawn together interests, including from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which would have made, apart from sports, foreign, it would have put together experts from various from various ministries, so they could liaise to right.
So what you would need while you can't get every ministry, you will need the expertise. So you'll need a legal mind. Yes. You'll need somebody from the major sports and maybe somebody from the Jamaica Olympic Association, which is an umbrella association that covers a lot of sports. So you'll have a representative from there, so they in themselves can represent what the other sports who are not as prominent as the ones that I mentioned earlier, but they are important as well.
So you'd have the golden goose, the golden egg layers, like the cricket, the tracks, and the football and the netball, and then
tracks, netball. Yes, those are the major ones we are accustomed to. Table tennis, lawn tennis. Those are the ones we grew up knowing and understand. But I think last time I checked, I was at 40 something. I was told that it is in excess of 50 something sports we have now.
Yeah.
In Jamaica. Yes,
all archery.
To consider that we're thinking it wide and we're not leaving anybody out, not because we're the conversation is around cricket and we have segued a little bit of football, that we consider all sport to be important.
Exactly.
There are opportunities in sports, so not everybody will make it to the national level or the elite level, but if someone like Kamala plays sports at the high school level and love the sport so bad and go off to university to study and become the CEO of a prominent company, then the sporting organization that she loves will want to always interface with corporate Jamaica to get support. And if somebody is the CEO is sports minded and has passion for it, it is easier to have that relationship than to deal with somebody who does not understand the value of sports. The Ministry of National Security would have used sports in its initiatives to quell relationships, to build and bridge gaps in communities where there are volatility and hostility among commuters and neighboring communities, and that has been a very useful tool. So sport is a social engineering tool that speaks a language that politics and not many other things, maybe only music, speaks a language that sports speaks that people don't understand, but it gets you to come together. It takes away the pain, it brings joy, it makes people happier, whether they are participating on the field or they are participating as spectators, whether they're participating in the media. So it has that sort of diversity to it, and we need to understand that we need to use it in the most positive way to grow to grow our people, to develop our people, promote them, empower them, and to help to make sure that this country is richer for it. We have a great legacy in sports, and we have been world renowned in many different sectors of the sporting divide, and we have the capacity to even build on that, and even the new sports to become world beaters in those as well. We have teams qualifying for rugby, World Cup, we had a bobsledge in the snow. We're a tropical country, but we have people pushing bobsled and moving. We have young golfers who want to break in on the international scene, so we need to just create the space for them and allow them and make sure that they can go forward. We can't help all at once, but nothing is stopping us from making progress so that we can feel that there's hope for everybody in the not too distant future.
Indeed. All right. Now, I want to touch back to the events that happened at Sabina Park over the weekend, where Comrade P.J. Patterson, our longest serving Prime Minister, was not acknowledged by the Minister of Sports, even though he sat beside the Prime Minister. Now, how do you feel about that, and what steps have you taken so far in terms of remedying? I don't even know how you can remedy that situation, but what steps have you taken so far?
Well, I don't know. I did not create that problem, and I don't think I am in a position to remedy it. What I can say is that I was in that very box on Saturday at the second T20 game. And I was the president of Jamaica Cricket Association President's Box, where we are all invited. And I made sure that I greeted our Prime Minister and our Minister of Sports, because they are representing the two good offices of Jamaica, and that is paramount. That is what thing. I am always a institution and office person. I am not an individual and officer person. So I respect the institution and the office. So it doesn't matter if I think that you are not doing a good job or doing a good job. If you are in your capacity and I see you, I have a duty as a Jamaican, as a patriotic Jamaican, to give the office and the officer the respect and the institution. So I abide by that at all times. So my personal feeling doesn't come into that, because my subconscious has always been that I am an institution, an officer person. So it doesn't matter who is the president of the People's National Party, they will have my respect. And that's how I operate. And the People's National Party will always be respected. I may not like the direction things are going, or I may not like what an individual officer may have done, but I will always show respect to the officer and the office and the institution. So I believe that it is just how people view things and what they do, and that is a matter for them to answer. But I know that I made sure we had a decent conversation surrounding sport and the landscape of Jamaica and how things are evolving, and I'm sure that they didn't feel that they were slighted in any shape or form, because I made sure that they were well received and respected, because that is a responsibility I have as a Jamaican and as a leader within the sporting sector.
Okay, but in terms of the action of the Minister of Education, of Sports, did you address it at all in your capacity as the opposition spokesperson?
No, because I saw it, and it was sent to me like a screenshot. So I know with social media and persons having technical skills in doing things to different posts and all that, I didn't want to go out to say or do anything that I wasn't sure of. I was subsequently told that an addition was made to that very post to then include and mention our good former Prime Minister.
No, she didn't add to the post. Actually, she made a subsequent post 12 hours later.
A subsequent post was made, see? So I heard that was made, so I guess that is their way of remedying the situation. But Comrade P.J. Patterson, our former Prime Minister, stands in high office and in the minds, and is hinged in the minds of Jamaicans and West Indians as an elder statesman who stand up, have stood up tall and firm for the people of the Caribbean, whether it be Haiti or it be Chris Gayle having issues with Cricket West Indies, or it be Shelley and Fraser Price needing support, or Veronica Campbell, or whatever it may be, whether he's a Prime Minister or not, he has always been there for his people. So the people within the cricketing circle, I can assure you, respect him. And the persons who attend cricket are very respectful of him. And the persons who saw the post and saw what it is like would have poured scorn on it and would have poured
Yes.
cold water on it in a very big way. So I think that is sufficient. We are here to serve the people, and if the people have displayed their disapproval to such behavior, then sometimes enough is said and silence is gold in situations like those. It is the onus is on persons who want to operate in a very low life manner. We don't need to say anything, but Comrade Peter Patterson is well respected, and I was happy to see him there, and so were the other fans, and we acknowledge that even in his most senior stages of life, he's still an ardent fan of cricket, and he was out showing his support to his fellow Caribbean brothers.
Definitely. She came under a lot of pressure, a lot of public scrutiny, so I'm very happy that Jamaican people are holding them to a higher standard, because this is something that seems to be happening with the government, the members of the government, repeatedly. We had a similar incident with Alanda Terrelong a few weeks ago, and I mean, we're the same Comrade Patterson as well as Comrade Portia Simpson Miller. He blotted their faces with the flags,
Yeah, but what I would say to that, Comrade Kamla, is that Comrade Terrelong cannot block out the highways that Peter Patterson would have
That is right.
built. He cannot block out the high schools that he would have built. He can't block out the technology that he brought to the very technology he's using. PJ Patterson would have been the one who masterminded through the help of Comrade Philip Paulwell when he was minister. That cannot be blocked out. He cannot block out Portia Simpson's Comrade Portia Simpson's Miller effort as Prime Minister with the help of Comrade Peter Phillips as Finance Minister, bring Jamaica from the edge of the precipice.
That's
financially,
right.
when we're economic, to bring about it, to be enjoying what they're enjoying now. So it's fine if they're going to, what you can understand in life, you cannot separate what you do from who you are,
That is true.
And who you are will always come out. You cannot separate what you do from who you are. They can't block out the impact that our leaders have had on this country. Comrade PJ Patterson and Comrade Portia Simpson Miller. So when they go that way, just remind the country of of the leaders' contribution to the country, and it is no secret. The constituents of Southwest St. Andrew will know that Mr. Terrelong's action is despicable and unfortunate, but they will remember the good that Comrade Portia Simpson Miller would have done for the constituents, and so with the people of Eastern Westmoreland, where Comrade Peter Patterson would have represented over many years in a very impressive way. The longest serving Prime Minister is Comrade Peter Patterson, and Comrade Portia Simpson Miller, the first female Prime Minister of the country. Comrade Terrelong can't block those things out.
That is right.
The niche that he's creating for himself, he will remember for blocking out those persons. So his legacy is quite unfortunate, while the legacy of Comrade Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Patterson lives on in the most memorable way. Quite
right. All right, Comrade, I want to turn your attention now over to the Labour portfolio. Now, a lot is happening in Labour. We've seen where these all of the trade unions, of course, you also are president for a trade union, the West Indies Players Association. We've seen where all of these trade unions have yet to come to a final agreement with the government, even though from last year, it's been over a year since the Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark, has been boasting and bragging about settling. But we're seeing a lot. We're still seeing some of these trade unions up in arms. Can you give me, from your perspective as a spokesperson, can you tell me where some of these negotiations are? Who are some of these entities that still have yet to settle with the Finance Ministry?
Well, what I can say, because sometimes if you understand the industrial relations, you'll understand that sometimes information you receive it from sources that doesn't wish to be disclosed because of fear, and we're still operating in that space which we need to get rid of, because everybody's rights, all workers' rights should be respected, protected at all times, in all places. That is not necessarily the case happening in Jamaica at this stage.
Definitely.
But I know that the public sector review compensation package has gone south in many ways. And while the government would give the impression that all is well, people are still getting their salaries late. So you'll get they'll get their prime salary, but in terms of allowances and overtime and all those things, those are coming later after the fact. I think they have just asked a particular group to forego the increases. If it's not the doctors, I think it's the doctors.
Yes.
Because the doctors in the national interest, because they don't have enough money to pay. No, they would have done the review saying that they know where the monies are coming from, and they would have beat their chest and not the decks in Parliament about the monies, but the monies are not coming. And so the public sector is very, very uncomfortable. The doctors, the teachers, and nurses. We would have gone through where persons' allowances and everything, traveling, everything was lumped in one, and they have been told that they get a pay increase. But when they get their paycheck, the disposal is far less than when they used to have. So they're in first class position. If we go to also where we have the port managers, where they're trying to remove the port people, the people who manage the port, and to bring them back into the customs ring to see if they can be a part of the customs zone. A redundancy process is going through realization and a rationalization of that, and bringing the persons who they are taking on to the customs here needs to have a first degree as the first part of the criteria. You need to have a first degree. So persons are working there for 20 years. And they don't have for 15 years, they don't have a first degree, but they have the experience. They know the job inside out.
Right.
And they won't be allowed to continue in the field. They want to serve nationally, they want to still make a contribution in that field. That's where they have the expertise, because they would have applied the trade there and they would have understand the job inside out. They're going to be redundant and not have anywhere to go to exercise their skills that they have developed. So the labor laws are what they are, but in terms of how the government is executing labor, it is quite unfortunate that they're not going about it right. We still have the issue with the security guards and the contract work.
I was about to ask you. That was my next question. The contract workers.
The courts would have ruled in a particular way, but I don't know if the government is holding the employees or the employers accountable to where that is concerned. So we have that thing. There's also the BPOs. They are not allowed to be unionized, and there are issues with the BPOs that we need to speak to. And of course, the hotel workers are under siege. They don't get the tips when they get it. They go straight to the company. They don't get paid properly, they don't get treated properly, and it's a whole. And those persons are persons who are on a contract, temporary work. Persons who would have been working for 8-10 years, and they get 10 1-year contract, which is
ridiculous. Yeah.
But there's no tenure. There's no tenure. You have no job security. You cannot go to any sector in society and enjoy the social benefits of getting a mortgage, taking out a health insurance. Just about nothing you can participate in. You can't even, if you don't have a own house, you can't even get somewhere to rent.
Yeah.
You can't show a contract to say that you earn X amount, so you can give you a 1-year lease to say, let me rent the place for 1 year. You can't, because there's no tenure. No, nobody can work somewhere for 10 years and get 10 1-year contract. That is, after a couple of years, you're an employee.
Exactly.
You should be treated accordingly. Yeah, you should be given a job letter that says you're an employee and you have access to these benefits, and such the reductions are deducting and all those things. So I am very concerned about it. We'll be having meetings with different union groups at different times and different sectors in society, and it is the labor as it is. Persons are under threat. We know how this government operates, so we do not want to expose those persons. While we want to help them to solve the issue, we are very mindful that we want to protect them and protect their jobs, and so that they can look after themselves and their families.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Now, when the PNP becomes government, because a lot of people have a lot of issues with this whole public sector wage negotiation, and I know this doesn't include you alone as the spokesperson on labor, but it would also include Comrade Julian as the spokesperson on finance. But what are some of the differences that you would make, seeing, as far as I'm concerned, you're the minister in waiting? What would be some of the pressing, urgent issues that you would address when you become the minister?
Well, some of the things we want to discuss we discuss with the policy commission of the People's National Party and through with the task force of the labor sector, and of course ultimately with our leader Comrade Mark Golden. But the other side, for instance, the BPO, we will want to make sure that the BPOs you meet with the investors, the persons who are owners, to show them and put on the table in front of them means of ways of how we can treat the workers differently to get them more efficient and productive, so that the employer will benefit and the workers will feel that they are wanted and respected and are treated fairly, so that because a fair day's work deserves a salary that is commensurate.
A fair compensation, yeah.
Yes, right. So I think we want to go down that road because we don't want to take a tribal approach that will chase investors away, especially in the BPO sector. As for the hotel, the same kind of approach to show them how we can put in different policies, codes, and for the workers. Code of ethics, code of conduct, and just different compensation packages that will get the worker motivated, that there's no low morale in worker morale, and get them motivated and enthused and get the space to be attractive, so potentially other persons on the outside who want to be a part of the sector. And in the same breath, they become more effective and efficient, and so that the industry can boom. So there's a way to do it to make sure you create a balance, because if you don't have any employee, you can't have any employees. But if the employees are not comfortable and operating properly, then the employer can't meet their objectives. Going into business ultimately is to make sure that you make a profit. Indeed. While you're providing a service or while you're selling goods. So in layman terms, so we that is the approach we'll take, without getting into much more, because I will have to still link, as I said earlier, with the policy commission, with the task force, and of course ultimately with the party leader when that time comes, if I am named the minister. It is always up to the party leaders to make that decision. So I speak in hypothetical terms.
Right.
And I speak,
but at least you have a plan.
Well, a bad plan is better than no plan.
Exactly.
So I'm always a man with a plan. Yes.
Exactly. All right. Now, as the Deputy General Secretary of Outreach and Recruitment, I know that the comrades want to hear something about this, because we are always concerned with how things are going from that aspect. Every day on this live, we get people coming on to say, boy, the PNP needs to do more in terms of recruiting people on the ground. So talk to me now about that aspect. Tell us something that will reassure the comrades on this live that, listen, the PNP, we are attracting new young blood. We are doing what we're supposed to do in terms of recruiting young comrades, not just young, old, everybody, as well as the outreach program.
All right. So that's a very good question. And it is also you're correct in saying that it is always a concern for the comrades, knowing that they are there. I heard a comrade on Sunday, which is yesterday, at our conference, say that they have seen that they're making a presentation, and the person said, I see a few faces that I know who are stalwarts and things, but I see a lot of new faces, which is a very good thing. That means the party is progressing and moving. And I say that to say this, that the portfolio that I have as outreach and recruitment, DGS, we take the approach where we're doing sector mingles. Okay. So I started out with sports because that's my portfolio. Yes. And entertainment, because sports is a part of entertainment. And we would have done sector mingles, and they mingle with the leader and officers of the party. And so we'll bring them in at different times. And these are just the practitioners in the field who are not, because I would not be inviting a comrade to it. I am going to be invited someone who is not a PMP, who does not wear their color on their sleeve,
Right.
who is a main player in the industry. I will bring them in a formal way and to try to have conversations with them to see what we're doing, what we are going about, what we're doing, and how we will position ourselves when we become the next government. And also, because it is a mingle, we also take advice and information from them as to what is best practice and what direction they think is best for the particular sector going. So we have done sport and entertainment. We want to do education and security, given what is happening in high schools. And out of that, we have family relationships with the players in the industry, gotten feedback. And then out of that, we have persons gathering a database underground, on the night, and they may not be members immediately, but we have the information. We start to share newsletter, WhatsApp messages, thing with them, what we're doing. And I expect that to matriculate into them becoming members of the party and supporters of the People's National Party. So that is the approach we're taking right now. Outside of that, we're still attending events and meeting and greeting. We were part of the support to the PMP Wyoming, having our party leader at the University of the West Indies speaking to youngsters sometime last year, and we want to do that, to go to the different tertiary institution and then the sixth farmers. So we're
right, very good.
Right, so those are the things we're doing underground. And we partner as well with the Welfare Commission, because sometimes persons see things happening. So we partner with the Welfare Commission, and we have been to the boys' home, about Clifton Boys' Home in Westmoreland. We've been to Manchester, St. Elizabeth. We've been to a couple of boys' home. We are part of reaching out to our party workers during Mother's Day and those things, trying to help them. So, and showing respect and appreciation to them. Teachers Day and all those things. So we are underground. We do some things on our own, and we partner with some things, because no man has the monopoly and knowledge. So we think teamwork is best. So that is the approach I have taken. The committee likes it, and we're trying to, and we can assure the PMP people that we have gotten a lot of new recruitments, and they have signed up some up to go the route of direct membership. Those have been presented to the party's executive. They have been approved, so they are now in their provisional 7-month period where they will wait that time, and they have some have received their letters already. They are in that phase, and once that is done, then they become full members. So it is going well. Can we have improvements? Yes, we can. But we're trying to juggle that as a DJs with doing the party work, doing audits, as I've done before, doing reviews since local government, and now attending divisional conferences. So it's a lot of work, and being shadow spokesperson, DJs work for outreach, and also DJs for hardcore party work.
Right.
Things which cannot be mentioned.
Definitely.
In this space, because it is exactly what it is, internal private
internal work. Right. Excellent. All right. No, before we open up for questions, I want to ask about Northern Clarendon, and without going into too much detail, just give us an overview as to what are your plans for Northern Clarendon in terms of getting that seat organized and ready for you to become the MP.
Well, as I said earlier, I want to thank the leadership of the party for entrusting in me the confidence to do that, and of course the leadership of the constituency and other influential and constituents on the ground in Northern Clarendon. My plan is to first listen and learn, meet the leadership. I've started that process, and meet and listen to what the history of the constituency is. I have some knowledge of it, but I don't know the intricacies of it, and try and fit in. It is in rural Jamaica. It has a large farming community. There's a lot of young people there that would need training in the different areas. That is critical. There is for the kids and developing children, the education, secular education system that we need to attend to. I have had the opportunity. My my good friend Hugh Meredith was chairman for the Claude McKay High School and the
Really?
Jameson Primary. Yes, and
My good friend too.
He had asked me, maybe it is a blessing in disguise. He had asked me about 2 years ago to adapt both schools to develop their cricket.
Okay.
And I just said yes, and I drove down. I just drove down there to meet with him, and when I was in Mayfair, he came and said, "Where you are?" And I told him, I said, "But I was coming to your house to pick you up." I said, "Wait, tell me, I was already on my way because I'm excited about young people and development, because so many people poured into my life to reach where I am at on this phone talking to you now, that I am indebted to the people, and I just think that a good way of saying thanks to the persons who would have done so. Some are still alive, some are blessed memory, is to make sure that I help some other person. So I would have gone to Claude McKay, I would have adapted them, handed over cricket gear, but more importantly, interface with the young men and the young ladies and spoken to the young men on the cricket team continuously. Same was done for James Hill.
Right.
And so it's not the first time I'm going in that space. And I would have been there. I happened to play cricket in Clarendon most Sundays in the Clarendon Masters competition, because I'm not spring chicken anymore. So I play Masters competition, which is an over 40 competition.
Right.
And I play for a team that Mr. Meredith is from. He's my friend. I play for a team, and the Clarendon is divided into districts. So you have Central, South has 2 teams, and you have North, and I play for North Clarendon.
Okay.
And I've been playing for North Clarendon now for 3 seasons, 3 years.
Okay.
So I know a lot of the guys who from the Crooked River area into Kelly's all those area. They're my teammates. So when they're told today that I was going to North Clarendon, they were overly excited.
That's very good.
I didn't plan it. It just happened.
That way.
Yeah. So it is. But it is. I have relatives in Spalding. My grandmother would have been a teacher in Comrade Hassan's seat in Alston. She was principal, so I've spent many holidays in Alston as a youngster. My grandmother was principal at Alston Primary, Mrs. Ivy Simpson.
Okay.
So she lives on the school cottage, so I understand the education. I would have packed many cornmeal flour bulgur, bought many khaki uniform shirt, and the packaging and distribution to the people when they come during August, when I was there for some holidays, because that's when they would have come about the second week of August, and she would have packaged them out for the children to start school in September. So I'm no stranger to Clarendon, and I've been there regular. So I think I'll get my way around. I've made enough relationship, and then the good sport that I play, cricket, would have taken me through the 14 parishes about 14,000 times.
Exactly.
So I should be fine. I should be fine.
And you know, the fact that you're a household name, the fact that cricket as a sport unifies communities, and you are an ambassador for the sport. So of course that will also help you to go a long way. The comrades on the live are wishing you all the best in your endeavors in the seat.
And I don't want to forget that I would be seeking big guidance from Comrade Anthony O'Connor, the current chairman of the constituency and former chairman and former member of parliament, 6th-term member of parliament, Comrade
Harris Daly,
who have both pledged their support wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
And taking me through, holding my hand and taking me through. So we are going to be a united force going there.
I have faith that you will do right by that constituency. I am not worried about you in Northern Clarendon at all.
Yes, we'll be doing the work.
Yeah.
And we will put in the best foot forward, because the People's National Party need to take the reins of government to make sure that we, like Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips did, rescue the country from the financial precipice. I think we have a social and governance deficit that needs to be reversed quickly and to be put set straight. And Mark Jefferson Golden is the most qualified person at this point in time to lead our country in that direction.
You won't get any arguments from me with that. All right, so we have a few people who want to ask you some questions. Kemar, let me take your question. Kemar, when you come up.
Yeah, good night. Good night to Ryan Mango.
Good night.
making it.
Yeah, I listen to you so much and I'm proud of you. The Master League where you play in Penance, Clarendon.
Yes. Yes, you play
Yes,
Penance
and I'm from
sometimes.
Morgan. I am from Morgan's Pass, PA, Clarendon. That is part of the constituency where you are representing now.
Okay. Yeah, man, I play Penance with Melbourne, Austin, and Hardly Thompson.
Yeah, I'm a full supporter of the People's National Party. I work with Mr. Daly. I work with Tony O'Connor. Tony O'Connor is my counsel now.
Okay, very good. Yeah, man, Comrade O'Connor is on board, and Comrade Daly is on board.
We have the Kelix division with Troy, and then you have the Castle division with Tony O'Connor. Tony O'Connor division is the biggest division.
And Indian Town.
And Indian Town division.
Yes, we come.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, because one day we're gonna meet.
Hopefully soon. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
pretty soon, because my community is Morgan's Pass, PA, Clarendon.
Yes, man. We'll meet, man. We'll meet.
Yeah, when you come by the Penance Bridge, you turn right. That is the start of the constituency.
No problem. Thanks much. Thanks
Yeah,
for
you have a nice constituency. Cricket, old people love cricket, football. Mr. Daly used to run football competition inside.
Yes. Well, you have to ask if we're going to have sporting events up there. And don't leave out netball for the ladies.
That's right.
Please and thanks.
Yes.
Because we're about gender parity.
He used to have netball competition, football, the cricket. Morgan's Pass play one of the most cricket and football.
Yes, man. We'll be having, we can start in those three. And for the guys who can't run up and down, we play some dominoes.
That's right.
Yes, because Rudolph Astin is from Morgan's Pass. We play for the national team of Jamaica.
And if I can tell you something, I saw Rudolph during the Easter holidays. He still plays football for Portmore United.
Yes.
Right. I saw him when he's a cricketer too. But his brother, if I quickly tell you a story, his brother is Melbourne Astin, who is my personal friend. And when I first went to England to play league cricket in a place called Oldham, Manchester, very cool on top of a hill. Melbourne Astin was in that era as a senior professional for many years before I came, which was 1999. And he was the one who came for me at my house and took me out and took me to a place called Yorkshire Street to open my bank account at the NatWest Bank.
Wow.
Did the referencing and everything else. And we have maintained friendships from now until then. So from then until now. So Rudolph is somebody I know. I respect him. Former Jamaica captain, football captain, and represented us very well.
And the next thing I want to say, one man who monitor the Master League his name is Barry Sanders. I don't know if you heard of that name.
Barry Sanders, I know Mindy, Barry Sanders, I know Bruce, Wilton Bruce is a captain. You married it.
No, Barry Sanders is the man who cut the penance field. He's the man who organizes everything.
Well, when I play penance, I would have seen him and interact with him. Yeah.
Thank you, comrade.
Barry Sanders is a nice guy. You're jumping on a nice seat, so we're going to work. And we're going to do work, and we're going to take back our seat from civil.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Comrade Kemar.
Pick up yourself until we meet. We'll meet up in a Clarendon car. The journey starts from tomorrow. We have to take off the water boot. Take off the clothes and put on the water boot if you say.
That's right.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for
the support. And I'm willing to walk the hills and the valley with you. Show you a right road.
I appreciate the pledges.
Because I know the four corners of that constituency.
No problem.
Thank you, Comrade Kemar.
Yeah, pick up yourself.
Take care.
Yeah, man, you pick up yourself and your family as well. Respect.
All right, Comrade Hugh Richards.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, Comrade Hugh. Yeah, man, we're hearing you.
I can tell Comrade that is a good because the entire Salem district is my family. Every last one.
Okay.
They're related to, they're related. Henry McCurdy and myself. We're all family. Right, that one in district.
Henry McCurdy from Montego Bay.
No, his father is from James. That is St.
James.
District.
Oh, in Saint, I should say Saint James.
Yes, he lived there now, but his family, the McCurdy, is from James and Salem to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, Comrade Earth Daly will introduce a lot of my family who are supporters of his fundraising and things like that, especially one especially Carmen Johnson, who is in New York. So, you know, so it's a good place there. I guess a lot of my family is working with it. Okay. Right? I thank you, sir. Yeah, man. I appreciate the support. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Bless up yourself.
Comrade Hugh, somebody if you know, asking if you know Cooper from Salem.
Cooper from Salem. Cooper? No, I don't. No, I tell you that I don't grow there, and I say everybody in my family.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The Parry and the McCurdy, they are my family.
Okay.
And the McCurdy. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, thanks, Comrade. All right, take care. All right, Comrade Rado Radcliffe. Comrade Rado Radcliffe, welcome.
Yes, good evening, Kamla.
Good evening
to you, WAVELL. Good evening to you, Comrade HINDS.
Good evening, sir.
Comrade, you hearing me? Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, cool. I must say, you see, Comrade HINDS, I am Northern Clarendon. I am from Southeast. I must say I'm from Southeast, yeah. But I'm not necessarily getting nod at Southeast. But you know, they say what drop off a head, drop on shoulder. And I am from Northern Clarendon. Northern Clarendon is the parish of my birth. So there are some constituencies, you know, that is very close to my heart. And Northern Clarendon is one of those constituencies. Right, for many reasons, and I must tell you, WAVELL, that I have a added respect for you. I've added respect for you due to the fact that you are going through to Northern Clarendon. It is a constituency that is winnable, and if you stay close to the people, I know the people will support you. So I'm just appealing at this time to the people, to my relatives and my friends who are not in Northern Clarendon to support you, because I do believe that you will make them a very good MP. So just prepare to go into the hills and the valleys and stay with the people. And once you stay with the people will stay with you. So all the best to you, Comrade HINDS. All the very best to you in that constituency.
Thank you very much, sir. And I hope you will continue to reach out to your family so that they will.
I will. And if I have to walk with you as well, I'm prepared to do so.
I welcome everybody. I have no man as a monopoly on knowledge. You need everybody. No problem.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself and all the best. You hear?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself and your family. Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Yes, cool. All right.
Thank you very much, Comrade Rado.
You're welcome, Kamla.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm inviting back Anne-Marie because I know she was in the box. Comrade. All right. She's not coming back up. Anybody else want to ask any questions over there on YouTube? You can always type your questions and I will ask for you. Anybody else interested in asking Comrade HINDS any questions? Okay, somebody's coming up. Comrade Anne-Marie.
Hi, Cam.
Hi. What's up?
Comrade WAVELL, I am so proud of you today. I know you can talk, but no, man, you gotta lead. And I just want to say congratulations are really in order with you getting that seat. And I wish you all the best. But please remember, don't forget my cricket when it come out to Easter time, you know. Because you get seat now, you know, you're going to forget me now, you know. Please remember.
Yes.
Comrade,
Me know. She stress me out too. Comrade Anbaram stress me out every single day of my life. That's why we love you.
I know you have a new candidate as well, so I'm coming to give him some support.
I'm not hearing him.
No, he's saying that
What he said?
he's saying that he's coming to give you support with your new candidate. Mute your mic, Anne-Marie. Yeah, go ahead now, Comrade WAVELL.
Yeah, I'm saying that candidate in Comrade Wickham McNeils, I'm coming to give you some support because everybody needs support at some stage in time.
And
so
we will definitely come and give you some too.
yeah, of course. He did when I was in Hanover. He was in Region 6 at West, so we're no strangers.
Excellent.
So we have to help each other. So I don't go and leave and I don't forget the Comrade now.
Okay. Nice to know. Thank you.
All right, Comrade, and take care.
Yeah, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Comrade Florence. Welcome, Comrade Florence. Good night, Comrade Florence. Comrade Florence. Not hearing you. Comrade Florence, your audio wants sort out. Sort out your audio and come back here. Because we're not hearing you at all. No, this is not working out for Comrade Florence at all. Comrade Florence, try again. All right. The road from Cave Valley to Trout Hall. PNP cut that road and made it like a Formula One track. Now it is the worst road in Clarendon. The entire road is one big pothole. That is from Sim. You know that area, Comrade WAVELL?
I know Cave Valley and I know Trout, but I don't know that road.
Okay, so Sim is saying that the road is very, very bad. She's also asking you about the road, plans for the road through Bullhead. The one that run through James Hill.
Yeah, we were doing a road tour, not necessarily to thing, but to investigate and see the road network of Northern. So I'll be in a better position after I would have gone through that process to say what the plans will plan forward. But thanks for the heads up in naming those two, and I've noted them down.
All right, Comrade Jomo Pinkney is offering you dub plates.
Dub plates.
So, okay. Comrade Jomo saying when you're ready, you talk to him about the dub plates.
Yeah, man. See, the entertainment sector is also on the ground there. So thanks, Jomo, for the offer.
Excellent.
And if you can share your details, that will be good.
Yeah, man, I have him details. I will pass them on to you.
Very good.
Yes.
Thanks much.
You're most welcome. All right, I think that is it now, Comrade WAVELL. I want to thank you so much for coming on Politics Church Nightly with me, and I know that the comrades are very excited to have had you and to have heard from you. I don't know if there's any other period where them hear so much from you in one interview.
No, I think probably this is the most I've done in my entire politics.
Wow, Lord, see it there, comrades. See it there.
I don't know what cover I would have done to draw me out so far, but it happened.
I'm proud of myself. Yeah, man. Thank you.
It was a pleasure being on, and thanks for the invite, and thanks for the conversation.
Yeah, man, and it has to happen again. As we go on, we want to hear more from you, so don't be a stranger.
No problem, definitely.
I will go set up a TikTok account for you. You need to be on TikTok.
Alright, I'll leave that to you and Tara.
Yes, definitely. All right, Comrade WAVELL. Thank you so much. Take care.
You and your audience. Have a good night. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, comrades, I hope you're happy. I hope you're pleased. I hope that you are content with the discussion that we had. It was a very good discussion. We spoke to Comrade WAVELL about all aspects of his career as a comrade. We spoke about his being the spokesperson of sports. We spoke about sports. Thank you, Twitch. We spoke about labor. We spoke about his role as the Deputy Gensec of Outreach and Recruitment. And we also spoke about his recent appointment as the MP candidate for Northern Clarendon. So it was very comprehensive. Thank you, Rado. Thank you very much. I'm very happy that we have had this discussion. So, yeah. What time is it now? 9:30? It's still early, so we still have things to talk about. It's 10:30 here, but it's 9:30 there. So, comrades, yeah, man, we talk about little of the data breach too. We talk about little of the data. Oh, you want to go back in the data breach? Yes, we have more of the data breach to talk about. We want to finish that article that we were reading. Thank you. Thank you, Twitch. I just get something from T. Let me see what T said. Mr. Vegas want people to subscribe to him YouTube. Let's Talk Politics. T, Lord of mercy. Why the man turned political blogger? Vegas turned political blogger. Me Jesus. JP must be paying him. Let me just respond to this. And I know some me have to multitask. All right, I want to jump back into that message that we were reading. I want to jump back into, yeah, man, music. Yellow said no call him name. Yeah, true. Can't boss him, can't give him so much attention. But I want to get back into the article that we were reading, and it's very important about the data breach, as Unfriendly reminded me. So let us take it up. We're going to recap a little. All right. I could just get back into it. Let me put up back where we did have. All right. So our Constitutional Court in 2019 declared that all citizens of Jamaica have a right to informational privacy. That is, no one can process one's personal data without their authorization. The Data Protection Act, however, makes it possible for data controllers to lawfully process persons' personal data as long as they follow certain data processing standards. The Act has gone further in an effort to protect persons whose personal data is being processed, has criminalized certain data processing activities. So what they must say? They must say, boy, some of it is criminal now. In particular, Section 61 of the Data Protection Act states that you are not allowed to obtain the phone freeze. Jesus, watch out the phone freeze when me read the message. Ooh, child, the phone freeze. Where I go back in it, man. No worry on yourself. We are going right back into it. The phone freeze up on me a while ago. No, me can't find where me did there. Alright, we soon find it. No worries. And the article long to we see. And that's the problem, you know. It is well long. But it is a very important. Alright, here we go. Our constitutional, I hear somebody reach. Alright, so what is personal data? let's break this down. For those purposes, personal data is any information that can be linked to an identifiable person. Now listen carefully. It can be linked to an identifiable person. This means it could be any detail that tells us something about someone, either directly or indirectly. In this case, the information Minister Vaz shared about Mark Golding, specifically when he received his Jamaican passport and a UK visa, is considered personal data. This is because, so it is considered personal data. Identifiable information. Mark Golding was specifically named. Private details, the shared details about his passport and visa status are private information about him. When you put these pieces together, it creates a clear picture of private aspects of Mark Golding's life. By linking his name with his passport and visa information, Vaz disclose personal details that fall under data protection laws because they are specific to Golding and can identify him. Wanna following me? All right. This is why the information is classified as personal data. It is clear that Minister Vaz did obtain Golding's personal data and shared it. So with them now question that, right? He obtained his personal data and shared it. The only question to be determined is, could obtaining and sharing of this personal data deemed to be in the public interest? So you see where they might try to twist it go now. They are trying to say that it is personal, it is in the public's interest. Minister Vaz, in his discussion with Cliff Hughes on Nationwide, stated that the issue at hand is whether we feel that Mr. Golding's loyalty is to the Jamaican people and not to the UK, and the extent to which his loyalty impacts on the position he is taking in relation to our constitutional reform agenda, political speech, and public interest. According to the Baroness Hale of Richmond in the House of Lords decision Naomi Campbell versus MGM Limited, there are different types of speech, just as there are different types of private information, some of which are more deserving of protection in a democracy, in a democratic society, than others. Top of the list is political speech, the free exchange of information and ideas on matters relevant to the organization of the economy, social and political life of the country is crucial to any democracy. Without this, it can scarcely be called a democracy at all. This includes revealing information about public figures, especially those in elective office, which would otherwise be private but is relevant to their participation in public law. So, Steve, you hit the nail on the head. Not only that, Steve, not only the fact about having a UK visa, it's about when. Why is it important about when him getting visa? That's why me think say this need to go court. Make a court decide. Courthouse, this your case I go courthouse. Because it is clear that there is a breach of privacy. There is a breach. You understand? What they are trying to basically determine now is if it is in the public interest or not. You understand? But doxing is a crime. Doxing is a crime. It is. The principles of political speech and the public's right to know about their leaders' true circumstances, in particular around their nationality and which passports they hold, are grounded in the constitutional requirement for public officials to demonstrate their loyalty and commitment to a nation. This is also false. The Constitution only has an interest if that citizenship is outside of the Commonwealth. So you see how them tie up themselves. Because according to the Constitution, any Commonwealth citizen can be prime minister or a minister, anything, right? So them tie up themselves right here. So if the man is a Commonwealth citizen, there is no reason to put this information out. You understand? So I hope that gives you some clarity. You understand the article long? We're not going to go through the whole thing because it's a very, very long article. But I just wanted you to see what angle these people are planning to go. Are you following what I'm saying? Them don't know the law. Them don't know the law, Anthony. They don't know it at all. So I just want you to see the road that they plan to take. You understand? So, yeah. That is where that is concerned. Anyway, I promised you last night, so I'm going to open the box. So who want come, make we talk. I promised you all last night that we were going to open the box. It is now 9:45. We have 45 minutes for talk. So if you don't want to talk, you don't come talk. Talk to me there. Because remember now I'm 1 hour ahead. If so, I want to not come in my box. I want to go on. We're only there. When you come in at the box, come talk, man. So come with the wave, come off now. Nobody don't want to come talk. If you don't want to come talk, me I go on my bed. Alright, see Hugh here. Big up yourself, you know, Hugh Richards.
Yeah, even
Well, go on.
Come on.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rainy Dabdu on Nationwide this evening.
Who?
Dabdu, Dave Dabdu.
Okay.
He was saying that to him believe that anybody coming out of the way who Sierra Legion to a next country should be barred from the thing. But what I'm saying, and I would like to ask him a question. If, as Mark wouldn't get his citizenship, Mark would need that to Sierra Legion.
He never swear no allegiance. So that
I just called my aunt. The children were born. They were born to American parent. Their father American, and that's a man. You know, the children father American. They were born in Jamaica. Their father American. They never have the sphere.
Right.
Become American. They automatically get them father citizen.
Right.
So they never swear allegiance to. Like we don't swear allegiance to Jamaica. Mark Bowling didn't have to swear allegiance to Jamaica. He's a Jamaican.
Right.
Yeah, and he acquired from his father, so he didn't swear any allegiance. So if the way that them go, they don't have any evidence that him swear allegiance to get the passport.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if he had been married now and get it through that, he would have to swear allegiance, or if he was still
exactly.
want to get his citizenship.
That is right.
So either way, I just say go and you know. So him saying it is the Constitution section 3 and section 4 tell each other. So I think they should pacify through the court. So if the JP brave enough to carry the court, But I guess that's what I believe, Cameron. I believe the polls, to me, the poll results, and them analyze it. Them have to
they have to find something.
Or they have to discredit because his credibility speaks out a lot in their poll.
Yep.
Compared to the Prime Minister. If you notice, they put the Prime Minister look. You saw the Prime Minister look at the cricket matches there. Instead, they watch the cricket match on PJ. And was there no interest in cricket? That was no about sports.
No man, he was there to rub shoulders.
Yeah, but if they look at the cricket match, if they look on him, look on the Prime Minister foot up.
Exactly.
They might try to humanize Andrew Wallace again.
That is it. You hit the nail on the head. He's trying to.
Yeah, they might try.
Humanize him.
Humanize. Yeah, because when him rough the little boys, the little boy over the moral authority than him and him. Sometimes when he talk to people like him a bullbuck and double conquer and him say the maroon them not won't know it because no sovereignty, I want sovereignty.
That is right.
Talk to people. Yeah, so they might try humanize him now, make him feel like him, get back to people. Him start go back around children and live for children. But if you notice everything in the fake.
Yep.
Everything in the fake. So even the clocks they were away, you use them something. That's how it's a friend to feel. Because my two boys go school from first from straight with wear clocks.
Yep.
I know him make you look at clock or something. Yeah, you
trying to be cool, man.
Yeah, man. To the pool, tell him say go. They go. Cause remember telling you, it's a pool. As I believe someone on party was trailing. And remember telling what I tell people. It's when you give a pool, so you go party pool. But to go tell him nothing about the adultery, the truth. You're not supposed to fix you up. If you're the 100 points behind, it's supposed to tell you that. So when they send your party, go do the poll. You're not supposed to send one poll where you want to hear, because you have to fix up to an election. So for them poll, then the way behind.
Yep.
So you see, one of the 13 people leave, that's foolish. I'm not being the one. Then they're far than that. Far than that. Yeah. So now come here, look at them. Keep one meeting one day first. Them want ask him to step down. Him not step down. Because them say him can't manage Mark Golding. So the poll, you don't have to say that about it. Or them are react panic when them
Yes.
Yes. And then they say, alright, we could dig up him birth certificate because Jamaica people don't know a foreigner. But more of them still next 6 months or next year with Mark Golding say what do as this. Better for Mark Golding.
That not going to get them anywhere.
But more of them do it because it's better for them.
Exactly.
Better for parties. Yeah, because Martin can get more sympathy, the more people sympathize with him. So, and then don't learn.
Learn.
When Portuguese was in Jamaica, I just see people.
Oh, them treat her.
Exactly.
You're welcome, Chantel.
And Mark was the underdog. Underdog didn't know. Yes, Jamaica will love underdog. So you see, so them have a good one coming.
Yeah, man. All right. Comrade Steve Gavidan, wagwan.
Yeah, wagwan.
Me there. Talk to me there. Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk to me, Steve.
To this experience with Mark Golding, dual citizenship. I personally sure the JLP is just looking for something to alert. You not hearing me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you now.
Fella?
We're hearing you.
Hello?
I'm hearing you.
Terrible connection.
May I hear you, man?
You hearing me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying this whole Mark Golding dual citizenship, my opinion, is a real non-issue. Because I just feel like the JLP realized how badly they were trailing the PNP and trying to get something to give their supporters to run it. Because if you notice, they were totally dead on social media until this thing here come up. And talking about, I heard you said something that Dave Dabdo said about taking this to court. I doubt any lawyer would take up this. Or anybody would waste their money. If the JLP want to waste their money, they can't waste it. Because this is a totally non-issue. Because being a citizen through descent, you don't swear allegiance.
Exactly.
Right? You get that through your parents.
That's right.
And the fact of the matter is that I heard some labor rights saying, oh, Mark Golding breach the Constitution. Some of them don't know one thing what they're talking about.
Quite right.
Because if you are a member of the Commonwealth and you're a citizen of any one of these Commonwealth countries, you can serve in the Parliament. Even Mark Golding was born in England, he could still serve in the Parliament of Jamaica.
That's right.
Right? What the Constitution have a problem with is when you swear allegiance to a foreign state or foreign power.
That's right.
Right? We see Andrew Holness swearing allegiance to Queen Elizabeth, no King Charles.
Yep.
To be on the King's Privy Council.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't that make him
Just as bad.
Who is not committed to Jamaica and more committed to the king.
Them things that we're fool, man. Them things that we're idiot.
So these people are a bunch of hypocrites who are out there talking. And all the talk and go on, Mark Bolin will still win. Because in my opinion, if Mark Bolin was even born in England or Canada or wherever, I would still rather him to be there than Andrew Bones.
That I go sink him. And we should take him to court for it. We should take him to court for it as well. You can't meet the requirement. The audacity. I should tell you. Yep. The devil himself. That is right. Terrible, terrible, terrible human being. No, but you see, you have conscience, him don't have none. None. Yeah. Blessings. Big up yourself, you know. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, man. Bless up yourself. Hmm. Good night, Sophie. You're late. You miss the interview. Yes. Uh-huh. Thank you. Mm-hmm. 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 Is that so? Mm. When was that? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Is that so? Yep. Them don't know the rules, you know. Them don't know the laws. They don't know the laws. So they can lock up children, but we can beat them. Mm. Mandatory minimum. Hmm. The stupidest thing ever. Hmm. This media don't take up nothing, you know. Hmm. Hmm. That's right. Yeah, that is it. Talk. Hmm. That's right, baby. Them fear of the media. Hmm. Yeah, man, and send it all over. Because you not think. This then is the main reason why Jamaican people stay so, you know. Jamaican people, it's like the society just becoming more and more warped. And you're quite right because they have an issue with corporal punishment, but they have no issue with locking away children behind bars for exactly. Hmm. Not here in the corner, very low. Them I say you're very low. Over by not you, over by WhatsApp. I mean YouTube. Mm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. That's all them do, me love. All them can do is trace. Me never see a set of people with trace, so. Me hear that. Distraction, deflection. Yeah,
minimum there.
me agree with you.
Yeah, you can't. No, for them, Julian Cuthbert don't know no constitution.
She a idiot.
She never.
She is clueless. She's absolutely
Let me
clueless.
hear. Let me hear
Absolutely
furniture.
clueless.
Let me hear furniture boy. I tell Kim to say he's a
No, but guess what? Them get them talking points, you know.
exactly because as we say, come on the poll say all we can win on have to try get turn Jamaica people get Mark Golding
That not go
because
happen
there was my
because
first.
so them a walk up and down and a run up them mouth. Mark Golding out there having more people fall in love with him. It's like it
Exactly.
now get the
So
punch where them want it. Forget them a try, them trying everything. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. 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 Yep. Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Mhm. Yeah, man, we know same very it has to be very conservative. Mhm. That is them talking point, but it now stick. Nobody sensible now listen to them. If you use an him 5%, better go sit down. Oh, they can't stand you. But you see, the thing is, we're still going on them platform, and it's that me have a problem with. You understand? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Nadine says them say them not hear you, Hugh. So we wrap up because the people them over the next platform say them not hear you. But we will talk. Cause by tomorrow I start out my mic situation. Whew, me I try sneeze. All right, love. We'll talk. Cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Since you don't hear Hugh, I could leave Hugh till the next time. All right. But we still wrap up still, because it late now and remember I'm an hour ahead now. When you hearing me clearly now on YouTube, let me know. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly now on YouTube. Do a sound check. Sound check YouTube. Anyway, comrades. Let me see if I have anything else to talk to you about on the phone there. Let me check. We can fast. Yes, Janet, my day was good. Thank you for asking, my love. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna check quick and fast if I have nothing else to talk to you about because I have to go my bed. I know me already. One, oh yes, we need to get to the 100K. Mm, right. Opposition calls for government. Okay, so as Comrade Weaver was speaking about the port, the employment dispute with the port workers, we see Comrade Fitzjackson, who is from South, the MP from South St. Catherine, he has he has been saying it as well. The opposition is again calling for the government to take immediate action to address the precarious situation facing workers of the Ports Management and Security Limited. Member of Parliament for South St. Catherine, Fitzjackson, said that despite making significant contributions, thank you, Cansby, despite making significant contributions to the nation's security, workers at the agency find their future in limbo after months of seeking reasonable resolution to their employment concerns. So it look like, say, the government out cause problem with them. Wanna following me? Wanna top up the screen, like up the live for me. Let us get the numbers up. Hey, yellow. Yellow, since you go away and you come back, you owe me 100 likes. Same YouTube, tap up the screen, give me some more likes. YouTube, I am struggling. The 116 likes, you know. You know how much likes me there on TikTok? 87,700 likes. So I know, so I have to work a little hard. Matter of fact, it gone 89,000 likes now, right? So una need to step up the likes them over there on YouTube, right? Because you know, make Facebook, let me tell you, only make TikTok look like them alone is a shining star. Government seek, listen to this now. Wanna listen to this. Wanna listen to this there. Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel, Jesus. Take the wheel. God, take the wheel. Take the wheel, dear Lord. Take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Make you sing it now, my tone deaf. Government is seeking to expedite the appeal hearing in constitutional ruling against DPP. What is it them want Paula there for? Maggie is there. I'm going now, Maggie. Maggie, you know where I was going. You know where I'm going, Maggie. You know where I am going. Maggie, 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 you read my mind. Maggie, you read my mind. Maggie, you read my mind. What is it that Paula have? What kind of secret Paula have for them? Paula have them on center hooks. A case, listen to this now. A case management conference will be held tomorrow in the chamber at the Court of Appeal for a date to be set for an expedited hearing against the Constitutional Court ruling. So the government want to take the Constitutional Court to court. All me can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh. The government wants, they need her to protect your tiger. Talk your truth. Talk your truth. The truth where Jesus love tiger. Talk your truth where Jesus love. They need her. They need her to protect them against the let me tell you something. And if they do this, the opposition needs to appeal it. It need to appeal. If it have to go stay in court for a million years, because guess what? She not Paula not coming back. Paula not coming back in Jesus' name. Them need Paula to keep them ass out of jail. And that is the bottom line. They need Paula to keep their asses out of jail. It is reported that the date being sought for the appeal to commence is next month. The court had ruled in April that an amendment to the Constitution in July last year to raise the age of the retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65 was valid. However, the court ruled that the amendment giving Llewellyn the power to elect to remain on the job was null and void and of no legal effect. The DPP reached the age of retirement in 2020 but got a 3-year extension which ended in September 2023. She was on a second extension when opposition member of parliament Philip Powell and opposition senator Peter Bunting challenged the amendment to the constitution. The claimants sought a declaration that Llewellyn should not remain in office beyond September last year when her extension ended and they were successful. Following the ruling, Llewellyn stepped aside to await the outcome of an appeal. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson was appointed as acting DPP. In the grounds of appeal, lawyers for the Attorney General, who is the appellant, will be arguing that the retirement provision and maintaining the intended retirement for all affected public office, such as the DPP and the Auditor General, are aligned with Section 95 of the Constitution. The people them serious as a judge, them want parlor. The appellant is contending that the Constitutional Court erred in its decision and is seeking to have the decision quashed. Whoa, 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 I don't know the kind of worms, you know. I can tell you what is happening here. King's Counsel Douglas Lees has been retained by Llewellyn to represent her, and he will be applying for permission to argue on her behalf in Paula want her work. Paula want her work. Paula, Paula no want let go her work. When you see me dying trial, Paula don't want to let go her work. It's serious, you know. We have to laugh, but it's serious. It's a serious matter. That these people feel that they're above the law, and that is what it boils down to. The people who believe that the law is bigger than the law. Them bigger than the law. But me, I am here for it because guess what? She can go court again, you know. We can carry her go court again. We can carry her to court again. It's not a big deal. And them ever lose court case left, right, and center. Yes, Sophie, she feels that she above the law, man. She feels that she can make or break the law. That is what she believes. You understand? Mm-hmm. So finish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Uno owe me 5,500 more likes, comrades. We're not done till we're done, you know. We're not done till we hit it, you know. All right. So I just want to take the opportunity to remind you, though, before we finish, about the Constitution Reimagined, the road to a new Jamaica, which is us comrades going out in the public to speak to people about the constitutional reform process. All right. And leading the Patriots are hosting this, right? The Patriots are hosting this. And it will be on Thursday, right? That is May 30th, this week, Thursday. It will be on YouTube. You can also email them for an invitation, but it's the speakers are Senator Donna Scott Matley, who is the opposition spokesperson on justice, as well as human rights, noted and notable human rights attorney, Isaac, the great, legendary Isaac Buchanan. And we know say Isaac is a legend, right? Good evening, Elaine. Delia, it's still low, Delia, on YouTube. Isaac Buchanan, yes, Twitch. Isaac Buchanan. Big and bad and bold, Isaac Buchanan. Don't worry, YouTube. The audio will be better tomorrow. All right. I figure out how to use the mic something, but me can't do it while I am live now. No, it's over by YouTube, Brandine, because I left my mic in Jamaica and I had to buy one, but I don't connect it yet. So it's the computer mic, them hearing me through. So it is actually lower. But what happened is that I need to connect. Me buy my fancy mic. Me did have to run out to buy one mic. But it have to connect. I may not connect it properly yet. It have to apparently there's it I need to upload a program or something like that. Something need to do. It's not so simple. So yeah, them right. They are there low. But don't worry, YouTube, you know that I'm gonna download it and upload it. I'm gonna download it from TikTok and upload it as a video on YouTube. So for those of you who didn't get to hear it properly, those of you who missed it in totality, it will be there on YouTube so that you don't, because the numbers low tonight, unfriendly. The numbers low tonight, but you get in there, you get in there, you soon get there. You're getting there. We're staying until we reach, right? The numbers are low tonight, though. And normally we have over 200 people on the live, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Probably because I'm in a new location that affects it too. You understand the algorithm not picking me up. Yeah, I think so too. I think so, not Twitch. I think so. They've been working hard to do that. The shadow bananas me. So that is part of it. But the numbers are lower than they normally are. Anne Marie, your finger tired. Hush, booby. I understand. I understand. I understand. I totally understand. But it is what it is. We can't win all of the we can't win all the time. You get a rubber tap pin. We're getting there. We're getting there. I was driving for an hour. Apples, you owe me 200 likes for that. You owe me 200 likes for that, Apples. 200 likes. It was a very good live though, and thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with Comrade WAVELL HINDS. We have to have him back now. Listen to me and listen to me good. We are looking to have Comrade Deborah Hickling on later this week. All right. Yeah, man, I want my 100 likes. I want my likes from you, 200 likes from you. I want my 200 likes from you. But we're looking to have Comrade Deborah Hickling, the opposition spokesperson on culture. We're looking to have her on. It's going to be still, the week is going to still be very exciting. Now, tomorrow, we may be having a combined live between myself and Mystic Sensation over there on YouTube. So I will be live on TikTok and he will be live on YouTube, but we are going to merge them so that you will hear him and me on yes, tomorrow, Tuesday. Tuesday. All right, at around 8:45. Yes, that's what we're gonna do, which is 7:45 your time. So it will be a merge. So you will all hear the partake in the discussion. All right. So that should be a big day for us. Oh, only lick the 100, only lick the 100 now. Well done, well done, well done, well done. You're getting there. Yeah, man, we reached the 100. Well done, comrades. I'm very happy. Thank you for all the effort. I can go to bed now. I can go to my bed. YouTube, apologies for the low sound, the poor sound quality. It will be resolved by tomorrow. As I say, I left my microphone in Jamaica. Yeah, man, Mystic and Anne Marie big up themselves. So we have to, but I will sort it out for tomorrow, YouTube. So only don't crucify me too much. All right, but comrades, let us play the trumpet and call it a night. Cause I'm tired. Me travel the whole morning. I'm tired. I tired. I am tired. Me love when I'm very committed to now. Because all when me supposed to go sleep, me dip on live. I am very committed to the cause. I hope you remember that. Always remember 180 plus 260. What is that? How are you add up apples? Apples, what you adding? What are you adding? Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. Stay tuned for the trumpet.
The trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, so awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to thee.
Bless upon yourself, comrades. Good night, good night, good night. Tomorrow evening, same time, same place. Big up on